siblings. So after Cameron's recounting of his childhood IHOP experience and still not seeing anything wrong with his actions, I found it important to go over some urinal etiquette today. The first rule, most important, eyes straight forward or straight down. No diagonal looking, no comparing, no eye contact with anybody else. Straight forward or straight down. The second is urinal choice. There was a game that I remember playing on the internet a while back where you basically had to choose which urinal was the correct one to go to, and there are right answers. Shit, let me find something to write on. All right, I found a piece of melamine board. So these are, let's say we've got 5 urinals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's somebody already at urinal 1. You do not come into the bathroom. Whoop. This is permanent marker, that's not gonna come off. And go to urinal 2. Why would you do that? Why would you come in and go to urinal 2 when there's somebody at urinal 1 already? It's unnecessary. What you also don't want to do is go to urinal number 4. That is also out of the question. Because if you go to urinal 4 and another person, a third person comes in, they have no choice but to either go to urinal 2 right next to the person at urinal 1 or to go to urinal 3 or 5 right next to you at urinal 4. So there's 2 correct answers, one that is more correct. You either go to urinal 5, which is okay, but it also appears like you're trying to keep a bunch of distance. You don't want to appear rude going all the way to the end just because there's somebody here. So the correct answer is you would come in and you would go to urinal number 3. It was an entire computer game. I don't know if it's still out there. If I find it, I'll put it down in the doobly-doo. Anyway, there's one last piece of advice for like when you're at the urinal, and it is don't fucking talk to people! Especially not about an obscure movie like Inspector Gadget 2. There is one time that it might, and probably still not, have been acceptable to ask somebody about their opinions on Inspector Gadget 2 while you're at a urinal. And that would be if you are at the movie theater watching Inspector Gadget 2, you go to the bathroom, there's somebody at the urinal, you turn to them and you go, this is really not a good movie, huh? But bad news, you wouldn't have been able to do that because it never went to the movie theaters because it was direct to DVD because it was a terrible fucking movie! I know we might have some younger viewers of our videos. They see videos released on Netflix and Max and all these other streaming platforms directly, never going to the movie theater, and there's nothing wrong. Those are pretty good movies oftentimes. And they're like, why is it such a big deal for something to be released directly to DVD? A lot of movies don't go to the movie theaters, but life was different in the 90s and the 2000s. You see, a limited number of movies can be shown at a movie theater. So the movie theaters would generally show the good movies, and then the movies that the studios were just farting out because they needed something to do, and they've got employees that they need to have working, would release them direct to video. I've got some examples here. The Prince and Me, The Elephant Adventure, Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus, Kung Fu Magoo, Richie Rich's Christmas Witch, Overnight Delivery, Run Ronnie Run, and Theodore Rex, which was originally supposed to be released in theaters, was released direct to video, and as a consequence of that was the most expensive movie, like the highest budget movie that was direct to video at the time of its release. Just not a good movie. MILF and Cruel Intentions 3. Now, there are some winners, like Aladdin and the King of Thieves and Lion King 1.5. It's kind of like if you go to the store to get like a random Christmas album, you could luck out and get Christmas music by Music Soul Child, but mostly what you're going to find is things like Eyes of a Child by the Walmart Associates Choir, which for some reason is being sold on eBay right now for $52.65 plus shipping. Anyway, back to urinal culture. Let's recap real quick. When you go to a urinal, number 1, you don't look at other people's dicks. Number 2, don't be weird about which urinal you choose. And 3, you go in, you piss, you flush, you wash your hands, you leave. It's not a network event, it's a public bathroom. So, you should have been made to feel bad. Because you broke urinal rules? Yeah. But more importantly, because Inspector Gadget 2 was not a good movie, and society has a duty to shame you when you either do something shameful or have shameful opinions.